I mean, I usually have something before the jingle.
Jingling.
Kris Kringle?
Right.
Chris Jingle.
Because it's Christmas in July.
Yeah.
Shark Week.
I saw
actually.
Christmas trees at the Walmart.
It's Christmas and Shark Week.
Those Christmas trees, little cut cakes at Walmart, and I was like, bitch, those are 7 months old. What the fuck is that doing on the shelf? Christmas
No,
in July.
thank you.
Ooh, that is
The
tempting.
green is
but
natural
no.
from the mold.
Right.
Ugh, so gross. Welcome to the Carpe Boredom podcast. This is episode number 5. It is myself, Shelby, and I am joined by...
Me, Brandon.
And I'm Clayton.
Good job. Everyone knew their alphabet, knew what order to go in. Good job. I'm very proud.
Woo.
Well, of course, Shelby starts at the beginning of the alphabet.
It's the user.
The what?
The usernames. Obviously,
Oh.
Beholder goes first, but he's
Yeah.
not online right now because he's a shitty bot.
I like what you just made up, Brandon. I just
What?
wanted to always go first, and so I've always done the intro and gone first.
I just assumed it was down the Discord list.
No,
Oh, okay.
I do it based off Brandon, Clayton, Logan. Like
Okay.
even in the meeting notes that we have for our meetings that we do, if it's not something that that person's not playing the game, I tend to put things in alphabetical order so no one gets their feelings hurt on their name. She thought of their name first or something like that.
My feelings are.
Or
always
Clayton. Clayton feels like he's playing second fiddle to Brandon or Logan. Like, guess she thinks of me last.
good. Oh, that maybe Clayton should practice the fiddle more.
Sorry, I had to get up and close the door to my bedroom that I'm obviously in.
Oh, okay.
A wink.
You want to lay down and take a nap?
Right. This comfy bed.
Do it. Go jump
And
on the bed.
This
Please
this
do it
recycle
for
bin
God's
full
sake.
of my belongings.
It's actually, I don't even know what's in there. Because it's not garbage, because I have a different garbage can. Oh, it's cleaning supplies from the old place.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sure. Do you need... I need to put some paintings or something on my wall. Like maybe a poster.
Right.
I think you need a poster on this wall, definitely. I
Okay.
think, yeah. Maybe a space-themed poster?
Maybe a shark theme poster.
You know what?
No.
You're right. I have a treasure planet thing that I can hang up.
No, we're talking about the Carpe Boredom new space poster that we have at
Never heard of it.
carpeboredom.com/store.
Space post to post.
And it embodies all of the things that we all do whenever we play games.
Look out for the new Shark Week poster on
Yeah.
International Tiger Day
Right.
during Christmas in July.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard so many fucking shark puns in the past 3 hours
Yeah,
of chatting
we've been
with
laying
you
'em on pretty
guys.
thick.
If you look
I'm done.
on Wednesday's tweet,
Right.
that one
That'd
was
be
a
what?
ride.
Last Wednesday,
Last
right?
Wednesday.
Yes, last
yeah.
Wednesday.
There were a couple of them that didn't make it in there just because there wasn't enough room.
I
They were in
couldn't fit more
characters for the
characters.
tweet. Yeah.
We need to use what is it? Tweet longer.
Yeah. Which is
What?
literally just taking a screenshot of a Word document pretty much and posting a picture.
Is that
Oh,
what that is?
I hate when
mean-
people do that.
I never got into that habit. I was like, if you can't fit it into 140, and now what? 280.
280.
You got too much to say.
Use Facebook.
Agreed.
Yeah. use
Yeah.
Tumblr or something.
Okay, listen, no, we're not throwing any more social medias out at Shelby because I am just now grasping
Using
Snapchat.
LinkedIn. Carpe Boredom on LinkedIn.
I don't even LinkedIn. I've never done a LinkedIn.
Player.me.
God.
Man,
Remember
I
that
still
one?
have my I don't know
See if they exist
lifetime
anymore.
subscription to Player.me. I
No.
still have no idea what it
Do they
does.
still exist? Oh, they do. They shut down for a while and then they relaunched.
Great, perfect.
They redid the whole thing. Now it's like a streaming service as well. You could stream
I-
and record. What?
I have no idea.
What?
This isn't the same thing anymore. It's the same logo. They probably realized it wasn't working out, so they made a streaming thing.
Hmm.
Yep,
Shit.
that's all it is now. It looks like Discord.
Yeah, that's what they were pitching it as. Like, Like Discord kind of ate everybody's lunch when they showed up.
Now Discord's got folders.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier, and you were super excited about that.
Yeah, I could organize all my servers that I'm in, so people can't complain that they're in too many servers.
Well, I mean, they can still complain about it, but
They
at
can
least
complain,
they
but
can't.
they could shut up about it. Use a folder.
Wow.
Yeah, you could complain. You could also shut the F up.
Those
Exactly.
are strong words coming from Brandon.
He's
I
very
gotta-
opinionated with Discord.
Yep, it's
But
great.
no, he's very
Great
opinionated when it
sense.
comes to organization.
I got all these folders. I can't put folders in folders. That is a downside.
Oh, you,
you
can't
should
do nested
absolutely be able to do
directories.
that.
Oh, okay. I clicked something. I got scared. I thought I just killed OBS.
Oh God.
Cool.
No, it was.
No,
I
take
clicked
3.
off the. Clicked off the streamer mode on Discord. Now I'm gonna hear all the badoops.
Hey, be careful when you flip that switch.
I
And
can do
speaking of
that.
switch, we got some switch news.
The switch light. Yep, that's
Tell us
exactly what
about
I
that
wanted
light
to talk
switch.
about, Brandon. Yeah.
That diet
Yes.
switch.
Stop it with the fucking puns.
Switch
I'm gonna-
0.
I'm gonna turn to the side because we're in the same room, and I'm gonna smack you upside the head if you don't stop
don't
with the fucking puns.
I don't know which way you're facing, to the left or to the right.
Maybe you should switch sides.
To the left. To the
I'm
right now,
looking-
y'all.
I-
One hop.
Oh, God. Tell us about the switch.
Switch Lite. They announced that it's going to be $199.99, so $200. It's coming out September 20th. I was looking at it compared to the Switch because I personally have never hooked up my Switch to the TV. And I
Never went into console mode.
Not never,
nev-
but
okay,
rarely.
twice.
in the what? You've owned that for what, a year now?
Longer than that.
Oh, I lost track. But like, we've had
It's
it
been
docked
years.
maybe 3 times, and those were almost like immediately when we got it, just to see how it worked on the projector and the TV, and if we ever wanted to capture it, we had to do it that way. I remember at the hotel room at was that an RTX?
What? Oh, the
No, that was not
Mario
my
Kart?
Switch.
Oh, that was Logan's.
That was
Oh,
Logan's
You guys
Switch.
just had to
Okay.
bring the your Joy-Con.
Joy-Cons. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Um,
again, not even then did I
almost
take
never, yeah.
mine and use it actually as a console. It's always been a handheld device to me. So that's why when they came out the Switch Lite, I was actually pleasantly surprised because basically it's just makes it a handheld device like a PS Vita.
It's like
or
when
Right.
they
Their version
came
of
out
the
with the
DS.
2DS compared to the 3DS.
That's what I was thinking. Like it is a nearly identical object that loses the namesake of what it is replacing, because
pretty much.
the 2DS is replacing the 3DS and it doesn't have 3D. The Switch Lite is
I can't
replacing the
switch.
Switch and it doesn't convert.
Doesn't do its namesake.
They've done it twice now.
True. Yeah, but I mean, they hit it with the first time, right? That they really wanted
Yeah.
the Switch to be the Switch, and so they're
The
gonna
finger
have
snap.
to just I did the finger snap.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to call it Switch. They can't not call it the Switch. That would
yeah,
be
There's
I'd be like
Switch.
not calling the Xbox Pro the Xbox. I mean, no, it always has to have Xbox in the fucking title of it.
Well, what's
That's
the
just
new one?
branding.
What's the new Xbox?
Pro? You talking about
well,
the
there's
new one?
the next
Project
Xbox One
Scarlet?
X. And yeah, for now it's just Project Scarlet.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Xbox 2.
Right.
I didn't realize until Clayton pointed out that they always call it Project Scarlet whenever
know
it's
that.
in like.
They're not cool, I guess.
So I'm not sure if I was correct about that. I used to think that because I thought
Well, the last one was called Project Scarlet.
that's what I thought. I know the Xbox 360 was Durango.
Oh God, like a Dodge Durango.
Yeah, it was just Project Durango. Yeah,
Jesus.
Microsoft code name.
yeah, that'd be a good thing to look up. But yeah, I thought that all of the Xbox One
Microsoft
projects
produces too many things.
were like hidden under Project Scarlet. I might be incorrect about that, but I thought that was the case.
Oh my god.
Hit
What
it.
is this? All right, so the Xbox was the direct box.
Direct
the-
Xbox. Yeah,
Yeah. The Kinect
because it
was
runs
the
runs DirectX.
makes sense. Was the Naddle Natal.
Natal. Project Natal.
Natal.
Oh, Natal. I remember that.
With Simon. Simon? Is that his name?
I have no idea.
Jim. Steve?
God, I cannot.
Tim?
I want to say it's
Hedwig.
something like Simon or Otis or.
I'm gonna put my money on Hedwig.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Then you had Xenon for the 360.
Xenon.
Yeah. Which
Xena where?
also had
Princess where?
the second name of Xbox 2 with the number 2.
Really?
Where did
Yep.
I get Durango from then?
Durango was the Xbox One. Also has a secondary name of the Xbox 720.
Oh, so Xbox One was Durango.
Yep.
I
Scorpio was 1X.
Was one
No
X,
secondary
and
name.
And Scarlet is whatever's next.
Scarlet is Xbox 2 spelt out TWO.
They are not
And,
doing that.
Barbaboo was the HoloLens.
Okay.
What?
No.
Barbabu or something like that?
Baraboo.
I've s-
And
Hey,
then,
can you go work for Xbox and fix their fucking project names? Because you can come up with some quippy shit.
I
and
mean,
then
better
there's
than that
two on
crap.
here that make no sense.
so project.
I mean,
names
Xbox
are-
One didn't make sense. So, I mean, what do I really expect from them when
But-
it comes to naming conventions?
These are so potential successor to the 1S upon Scarlet's release is codename Lockhart, and the potential successor to the Xbox One X upon Scarlet's release is codename Anaconda.
Oh wow, I've never heard those names.
You said Lockhart, and I was like, why do I know that name? Oh, yeah, Professor Lockhart from Ruby. I wonder if someone's a Ruby fan.
Yeah.
That'd be
Project-
fucking cool.
Project Crimson. Project Crescent.
Where was?
That's a cease and desist immediately coming from Rooster
Yeah.
Teeth.
There's so many code names. They have so
Oh,
many
yeah.
products.
So the thing is, they're never supposed to get out. Like they're always supposed to be internal projects that are just like, and it's supposed to be a name that if it gets out, they don't care. They don't care.
Uh-huh.
They know they're not going to call it Scarlet. It's just a name.
Oh my god.
The one that got out that everybody was mad about was the Wii was originally called Project Revolution.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
I mean,
everybody-
I like that the Switch was the Nintendo NX.
Right? Yeah.
I thought it was such a genius name, and then they threw it
Yeah.
out for Switch.
Yep.
I mean,
NX.
Switch is pretty good. For what it switches between handheld and a console for your TV. Like
Exactly.
that's-
It's the next generation of consoles.
I made fun of it on day 1 and loved it on day 2.
I
it
still
was-
make fun of it. And I
Yeah.
will continue to make fun of it.
It took me
matter what.
exactly one day to realize how sticky that name is and how hard it is to forget.
Sticky. Do you know what the code name for the current version of Windows 10 is?
Windows
No.
10,
Yeah.
Kubernetes.
What?
It is wow, what a guess. You sure you want to put all your money on that one?
No,
Grab that.
Kubernetes is something else. But go ahead.
Codename Redstone after
Oh,
the
okay.
Minecraft mineral.
Oh, that's actually pretty
Oh,
cool.
great.
Speaking of, when is that new Minecraft game coming? I think it's a while. We talked about it before, Brandon, you and I think.
Minecraft 2?
Minecraft Earth?
They were
No,
talking.
that was the Minecon thing.
It was at
Wait, are you talking about the dungeon one? The dungeon
yes,
crawler one. Is it Minecraft
one that makes me
Dungeons?
think
It is
Gauntlet.
Minecraft Dungeons.
Minecraft. Dungeons.
Dungeons. No release date. Spring 2020.
Oh, okay, that's
Gotcha.
not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Again, it makes me bring up the fact that we said last podcast how we wanted to start a Minecraft server, and I
Oh, I have this-
sincerely want
You'll
to.
enjoy this, Clayton. I have
What's
this. You can't see it obviously now, but when you're editing this, I have this new sheep, this Minecraft sheep plush. That is
Okay.
a chroma key green.
Oh, perfect. Hold it up, and it'll be invisible.
There you go. There you go.
I-
You just see the
see?
floating tag coming
Yeah.
off of it.
What is that made after? Is there a green sheep in the game?
You could dye a sheep lime green, but it was for the Minecon Earth thing, and we were at Target to get a board game.
Can you actually
this
dye
week.
the sheep, or do you just dye the wool?
You could dye the wool,
Oh, okay. I was
Which
like,
but
dyes
it'll.
the
I mean,
sheep.
you dye the sheep, and from that point on, all their wool will be that color.
Okay, so you can dye the sheep, and it's basically a wool source, a colored wool
Yes.
source.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Cool enough to set up a server?
Wink.
Maybe.
Gotta see if
Um,
it's any cool names.
a little bit of more Switch news that I
Hold
just
on.
read today. Oh, go ahead.
Comment below if you want Clayton to set up a Switch server so that we can play. I'm Switch server, a Microsoft server so
Nailed
we
it.
can play. Shut up, Brandon.
Claire, when you set up that Switch server?
All right, yeah. It might actually be possible because Android is unofficially available for the Nintendo Switch.
I'm sorry, what? Huh?
Switch.
So over on Engadget.com, they've
So
got
can
a
I make phone calls on my Switch?
What is?
Uh,
Why is Android gonna
imaginary
run on
Switch?
Switch?
technically you might be. I mean, some of the deeper functions aren't there right now. It's just a UI, but it does play. What is it? Hold on, let me open this.
Is that so it can play mobile
Flappy
games
Bird.
on the Switch
Uh,
that are
it
normally
is-
available in the Play Store for Android?
It is currently able to play Borderlands and Half-Life 2 because those have been rebuilt for NVIDIA Shield, which
okay.
this
Makes
runs the Tegra T1 K1 I think chip, or a modified Tegra chip. But they are working on getting some of the deeper functions. So like at some point, yeah, you might actually be able to make like a Google Duo call with your Switch.
There you go. Switch is it's the Discord of consoles. It's just
Yep.
eating everyone's lunch.
They at one point were trying to get Linux onto the Switch, and they did, but like it didn't do much. It was just like, yeah, it runs Linux.
it could run it. It can't do anything, but it could run
Right.
it.
And Linux being what it is, it's not super heavyweight, so it probably ran pretty well. I've actually been looking into Linux to install on my home-built NAS that I'm tooling around with.
Mm-hmm.
So you say that Android's available on the Switch, and I immediately, well, first off, my phone's being keyed out, so that's fucking fun.
Cool.
What do you mean? That you're in the room? There's no green screen.
Yeah, no, I'm in that room. Shit. So you said Android available on Switch, and it makes me think, does that have anything to do with the Stadia?
No.
Do you think that has any correspondence
Us
or
Google
relation? And then I'm now looking up to see if there's any updates recently about the Stadia.
I mean, yeah, there's been some updates on Stadia, and none of it particularly encouraging about that service.
Stadia.
Gotta start
Founders
somewhere,
Edition.
and Google's just got money to throw. That's why they
Yeah.
probably own YouTube.
I agree that they gotta start somewhere.
Why?
Google is not the gotta start somewhere company. Google is the
Oh my!
we've been working on this for 3 years and it's fully functional and it's going to change the way you communicate. And everybody's going to want to use, like when Gmail rolled out and when
Go mail.
Android came out, like those were revolutionary. And like on the, what was it? T-Mobile G1, I think was the first device with Android. Like that changed how phones worked. So like typically I don't see Google releasing things in like a half-baked fashion. Like,
Mhm.
oh, it's kind of cobbled together now, but we'll get it together in the next revision. That's not their usual release pattern.
They wanna hit it.
Yes,
on
they
the first shot.
Yes, they do splash marketing. They're like, here it is. You've never heard of it, or you've only ever heard of it. Now it's out, and it's going to blow your effing mind.
If you go to if you Google Stadia, there's
Okay.
the Founders Edition site.
Yes!
It probably has the coolest page
Color?
ever.
I was looking at the support.google.com about Stadia FAQ, and it says the Founders Edition is called Night Blue. That's the color.
Wow.
Yes.
It's but on the website, scrolling through it, it's like full screen. First of all, Destiny 2 is all over this.
Oh yeah,
Really?
But scrolling through it, it's full screen of like a Destiny 2 reel, and then as you scroll down, the screen actually shrinks, and a bunch of other devices come in the screen.
I see that. Man,
Oh!
So cool.
that is some parallax for your behind.
This whole site does different things as you're scrolling through it.
This is what I'm talking about. It's a website, but here we are, just like amazed at the build of this website.
Genius. I'm gonna buy this just for their website.
That's so fucking cool. And yeah, and it shows on there the Chromecast that you can play it with that.
The weird thing that caught me up about
It's only $130.
the announcement of
Oh my
Stadia,
god, that's cheap.
Yeah, well, you're mostly paying for the Chromecast because it's $30 a
I
bit.
already own the Chromecast.
controller?
I don't need it.
So you think of
Google-
like,
Google doesn't need the money.
well, so here's the thing. So the whole time they were pitching it, every time they said Chromecast, they said Chromecast Ultra.
Yes, it's the specific
Amazing
Ultra.
performance on
according
your
to support.
Chromecast Ultra. So they were hitting the Ultra because that's the $65 one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think,
Hold on.
What?
I have a visitor.
You have Kat
I have Kat.
in Brandon's room.
Yes, Kat is
Hello,
visiting
Kat.
Brandon. Kat.
So yeah, the
Kat.
the Chromecast Ultra $60, the controller, let's say $50, and the subscription is what, $10 a month, I think.
I was just looking at that's $10 a month.
So that's a fairly level price for all those devices. It's a little inflated, but controllers are expensive, and they always will be.
It says the Stadia base coming next year, free.
Right. That is you connecting a DualShock 4 over Bluetooth or an Xbox One controller over Bluetooth and already having a Chromecast, Ultra or otherwise.
Or a laptop, desktop, Pixel 3, Pixel 3a.
Yeah. I think the reason they kept hitting the Chromecast Ultra thing is because that's the only one with an Ethernet port on it, which is going to give you by far the best performance.
Yeah.
But the thing was, like, somebody questioned them on like what happens when they shut down games. Trying to find the quote.
What do you mean by shut down games?
Not when licenses are lost, when for whatever reason a game becomes unavailable.
Like when Telltale disappears and they have to take everything off the market, but instead they gave everyone a week to download Minecraft Story Mode, but upped the price to $700 so no one would actually buy it. They would just download it if they already bought it.
Let me get this quote. This is from Andrei Doronichev.
The giant.
Had a Q&A session. Let's see.
Dude, this man's a big man. He's a tall man.
Big man.
Let's see, what did he say? There's one specific point where he gives an answer that is an absolute non-answer.
Yeah, I want that key lime controller. It's called Wasabi. That's the color of the controller, but
Cool.
that article I read is exactly right. It like reminds me of key lime. It's
Key
very
lime?
fucking pretty, but the midnight blue sucks.
Where are you even seeing these colors?
Just Google Stadia colors. It comes in 4. So there's Wasabi, there's just black,
Ah, what a weird name, but okay.
and then there's a pearly white, I think.
Yeah, I see that one.
And then there's the Founders Edition, which is the
The blue one.
midnight blue.
Okay, I finally found this quote.
Okay.
There's
I was
an
worried.
article on Ars Technica where Doronichev did a Reddit AMA, and he compared Google's commitment to Stadia to services. This is a direct quote from Ars Technica, to services like Gmail, Docs, music, movies, and photos, which have persisted for years with no sign of imminent shutdown. This is me now. He does not talk about Hangouts. He doesn't talk about Inbox.
He doesn't talk about how they stopped syncing Google Drive and your photos from your phone just, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks ago.
So the quote continues, we've been investing in a ton of tech, infrastructure, and partnerships over the past few years. Nothing in life is certain, but we're committed to making Stadia a success. Of course, it's okay to doubt my words. There's nothing I can say now to make you believe if you don't. But what we can do is to launch the service and continue investing in it for years to come.
Did he have an existential crisis in the middle of that quote?
Nothing in life is certain. Not even you.
He just there's
play
no
Nier?
answer there. It's like, hey, nothing in life is certain. But we want to be successful. It's okay to doubt my words, but trust me.
Someone
We
needs to
got-
take the podium away from that man and stop letting him put out quotes.
He doesn't even get a podium. He just has to walk around on an empty stage.
And then this was a Reddit AMA. He had time to
Oh.
to respond, and that was his response.
Nothing in life is certain. Not even you. Good luck
Right.
sleeping tonight.
Yeah, you could die at any moment.
Google owns you now.
Right.
I mean, I've already sold my soul, I'm sure, to them.
To
What was
Google.
it?
They don't want
Nah,
your
I won't
soul.
go on
They
that
want your eyeballs.
They've got them. They've got them. And trust me, I'm ready to upgrade my phone. I really don't need to because I have
I'm ready to upgrade my eyeballs.
I have the
Cybernetic eyeballs.
S9 Plus, but I
Soon,
want
one
to
day.
upgrade. And Brandon
Well,
upgraded to the 10.
I did. It's lovely.
Oh, that's
The
right. I
10
keep forgetting about that.
Note is supposed to be announced, in a week?
I don't know
When is-
anything about the
they're-
notes.
Samsung's doing a conference soon,
I'll have to watch that actually because they do
which
have a
is
lot
where
of
they're
cool tech.
supposed to announce the 10 Note. Because
Oh, right.
Travis
I keep hearing
has been
about that.
waiting out for it for like 6 months.
He mentioned that whenever we went on our trip to Georgia that he was waiting to get the new note.
I think it was Unbox Therapy. Lewis got some like aluminum blanks that were supposed to indicate the sizes of the S10, iPhone XS, and the Note 10. I think were the things he was comparing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, he was like analyzing all the little notches and bevels. It's pretty neat. Like the detail that just goes into these aluminum blanks that I guess they use for cases that they're gonna
Probably.
If
Just
you
to
want to
see
learn,
also probably how it feels in the hand
Yeah,
and stuff like that pre-production.
this phone
Will
weighs
it fit
4
in my pocket?
pounds.
Why is it made out of lead? Who casted this in lead?
This will never make it through the airport.
God. So, speaking of the airport, we went
Yeah?
on vacation to Georgia. First off, we went on vacation to go to RTX.
The Terrells went down to Georgia.
Technically, you went up to Georgia.
Technically, we also went up to RTX and did that. Oh my
Nah,
God. Came
down
back
in
for like
Austin.
4 days. Had like 3 days of no company. Got back on a plane and went up to Georgia.
Mhm.
The people in TSA hated Clayton. Hated him with a passion.
Oh, right.
Because his backpack was just full of
Of
tech.
wires.
Every
should just
recording
get a-
device I own was in those bags,
Get
along
pre-checked.
with like 300 cables for each.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And multiple computers, his alpha that he has.
Mhm.
It was, and then and just the thing is that this is not the first time we've traveled with all that shit, but it was the first time that they decided to be such assholes about it and pull out every fucking thing.
Each time they focus on one thing. One time, as they should, it was the 2 lithium battery packs on either side.
Mhm.
This time it was my alpha. One time it was my mixer. They didn't know what that was. I told them.
And the other time was a live grenade. I don't know why they pulled that out, but you know.
They knew I was
Yeah.
around. I'm a wild card. You literally can't even you can't even take the batteries on the fucking plane. You cannot check a fucking lithium battery. That is one of those things whenever you're checking in, it's like,
Done it
do you
before.
have any lithium batteries?
You have to take it on the plane. You can't check it.
have to take it. Yes, you can't check it. You have to take it in your fucking bag. And
Yes.
then they're all like, what is this? It's like,
Because
it's
if
a
it
fucking battery pack.
explodes
Yeah.
up top, then it's more manageable
Yes, agreed.
when there's people around to manage it instead of in a place where no one would know that it has exploded and caught fire.
Yep.
You travel a lot, Brandon.
Yeah.
Is it cold in those cargo bays?
In the
Bay.
cargo bay?
Where
What do you
all
mean?
the luggage and shit goes.
I wouldn't know. I've never been in there.
I just
think
didn't
it
know.
is.
Clayton thinks it is. I
I wouldn't
always
be
worry,
surprised.
and I never bring back like chocolate in my suitcase that I check. First off, I didn't know that I could bring back. I didn't know I could get food through TSA as long as it was sealed. I did not
Yes.
know this.
Mm.
Ashley educated me because I got to bring back fudge that she bought for me.
I always think it was cold because I thought there was a story of like a stowaway that tried to jump the plane and like flee wherever he was, and he like retracted up into the housing with the landing gear and nearly froze to death or froze to death.
Because going up high in the sky, it's cold.
Right, because
Correct.
well, there's a lot of wind, and there's no sunlight because it's on the bottom of the plane. So all the cold wind is chilling. It's basically an ice box, and it's not insulated because it's
What's
just
7
supposed to be
degrees Celsius?
I have no
7
fucking
degrees.
Yeah.
Well, water freezes
Cold.
at 0, right?
44.6 degrees Fahrenheit is what the baggage hold
That's
Damn.
is
that's
normally
cold.
kept at.
That's not freezing, but that is cold.
That
Yep.
is cold. That's colder than I keep it in the house. So I could absolutely put like chocolate and stuff in my check bag and not have to worry about it melting, except for the fact that potentially, between transitions and stuff.
And animals are kept at 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dang.
What does that mean? Whenever
Well-
they have an animal, they keep it at 65 down there?
Yeah. It will. No, there's a separate spot for animals.
It's like smoking and non-smoking,
I'm sorry. I don't.
Living and non-living.
right?
I
Or-
wouldn't be able to have my animal on a plane. I've heard way too many horror stories.
They keep the corpses in the 44 zone.
For sure. God, so gross. But while we were up, so we went to the mountains in North Georgia. It was me, Clayton, Ashley, and her husband Travis, and we
Mhm.
spent a week up there, which I'm very proud of you, Clayton. You did very well considering we were in the middle of fucking nowhere. The internet sucked.
You didn't go insane.
Did well with what?
Just handling all that, and we
Oh,
did all
okay.
these like outside activities, which sucked because
Especially
Ashley's
during
not an
Prime
outside
Day.
person. Huh?
Said especially during Prime Day when he could have got that nice Prime shopping.
Oh yeah, I could have
Hey.
gotten an inflatable kayak.
I was so mad that you waited. I wanted that kayak.
So
And it's
it's hard
sold
to
out.
tell because like I pick out a lot of things. I'm always wanting something. Like I jump from trend to trend of things that I'm like, oh, I gotta have that, and then 12 hours later, I'm just, next thing. But like when I brought this up to Shelby, she actually reacted to it. She's like, "Yeah, you should get that." And then like that's a weird reaction for me to get. So I was like, "Wait, should I get it?" I'm used to like not buying these and then just, on to the next
And then
one.
a racing wheel showing up.
Right.
God damn it.
That Thrustmaster is pretty nice. But like when she was like, "Yeah, you should buy that," I started looking for other things to buy, and I was like, "Well, I'm not just gonna buy a kayak. I'm gonna stick a racing wheel on it."
Mm-hmm.
How else are you
You
gonna
need
bring it?
another one.
So I was shopping for other little things that I needed, and by the time I came back to it, it was no longer sold by Amazon.
And when he means by the
Useless.
time he came back to it, it wasn't 30 minutes later. It was 8 hours later.
It was a while, yeah.
To be fair, I wouldn't think something would disappear in 8 hours.
Right. They just discontinued sales.
It was Prime Day because they're going to have a restriction of the like they're not going to want to lose out as much.
And it was 70% off. It was a
Exactly.
$200 kayak for like
You're-
$40.
Fool.
Yeah. I'll
Foolish.
have to
Yeah.
wait till Prime Day next year to get my kayak.
Black Friday might also do it.
Potentially.
I have definitely seen it on sale before, and we did the same thing then. I was like, should we buy it? Maybe
It's
not.
definitely a
Oh, sorry.
recurring sale item that
Yeah.
they tend to put on there.
But maybe instead of buying a kayak, we should buy whitewater rafting gear.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. We did it. All four of us. You, me, Ashley, Travis. We did whitewater rafting
That
All
actually
four
in
of us.
Tennessee.
that was really fun. Like it was fun to record it. It was fun to do it again. I think the second time, just because we knew kind of what we were in store for,
hmm
and
I
that
didn't fall out this time. I was
You
very
did
proud of
great.
myself. I didn't
I
fall
was-
out.
I was able to climb back into the boat on my own power,
And you got me back in.
and I got you back in.
And you got Ashley back in.
Slam
And I
dash
got
into a
Ashley-
rock.
Yeah, slammed her knee into a stone.
I was trying to use those damn rocks to be able to get back into the boat too, but that didn't work.
I was thinking about this later. The fact that she hit her knee on a rock meant that she could have just stood up in the water and looked like Jesus.
No, it would have. It hit her in the. Oh, at least the black and blue was like on her like upper thigh.
But still, it had to be that close to the surface of the water. Imagine if she just like stood up on whatever she hit.
Yeah, but it was really, those rocks were first off very, very slippery because I was trying to stand on it to be able to just like projectile myself back into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
They were slippery and they're uneven. You can't see when that rock ends.
Oh, no.
And that's how you stand up and then you face plant and you go back in and you hit the fucking head on the goddamn rock that's still there.
That's how you die.
For as clear as that water, I assume it is, you can't see anything below you because I guess the riverbed is just black.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, it's not like dirty water, but it's not spring water.
Right.
So it's not crystal clear.
It's like autumn water.
Yes. Yes.
All the leaves have fallen into it.
Some nice October water.
But we actually recorded it on the GoPro. That was the first like big thing that we had done because we bought the GoPro 7 Black.
Mm-hmm. Hero 7 Black.
And it didn't survive. It's in the river somewhere.
Yeah. We'll
First one to find it keeps it.
Yeah. Honey, I'd be diving in that water with a scuba tank to get that fucking thing back. It was not cheap.
Nope.
But
even on sale.
it was really cool. So we'll probably put that up on
Day.
YouTube as an extra video. What, Brandon?
It should have gotten it on Prime Day.
We got it as an open box at Micro Center, so I saved like, I don't remember how much. $20 or $50 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. $50.
Like that.
I mean, I have the keyboard that I always use. I got from a Micro Center open box. It was like $100 off.
Where'd you go to a Micro Center?
I was fixing to ask the
There's
same
one
question.
on Long Island.
Oh, okay. I was like, where in the world? I would think
There is none in Florida.
Have you ever been to B&H Photo? Or do you know where that is?
No. I can Google
They are the extreme version of Micro Center. They have amazing sales, and there is one location in New York. I think that's where it is.
Also, where in New York? New York, or just
they
in
do
the
ship
state
online.
of New York?
I don't know.
Where are you located? Tell me.
B&H
Google.
Photo. Okay. So yeah, there's So
I think
hold on.
And their main store's there as well.
I only see one. I see NYC store is closed. Online checkout is available.
Hours of operation. Yeah, New York City Superstore. That's the only one that shows up.
On 9th Avenue. That's it.
When I typed it in, Google was like, but look at all these things people have searched. Look at all these
Hey,
people that don't have one.
I know what you think you're looking for, but how about this instead?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can shop with them online, so it's not nearly as restrictive as Micro Center. But I just think it's funny that this major online brand has one location.
One location in the dead center of the city. I'm looking at the map.
Brandon will
that's great.
never go there because he has to go in the city.
I hate the
Nope,
city.
not happening.
I've been in the city twice now. I think
That's
I'm good.
not-
I'm done.
That's not men happening.
Got him.
No, stop it. Ah.
Got
I
him.
actually laughed at that.
Yeah, but I enjoy Micro Center. I literally gave them a list. I'm like, this is what I need for my computer. And they're like, all right, we got you.
It's such a cool place, man. I love going there.
Yeah, I can't let you go on your own because the last time you went there, you were supposed to get one thing for your computer build. You came back with like the remaining 5 things that you needed. Granted, you got them as open boxes, but still.
I remember when
You
we went
spent
to
so
Fry's
much
to get.
money.
Remember when we went to Fry's to get a cable and came out with 500 batteries, 6 versions of the cable, and 30 extenders.
I do remember that.
And it took about 5 hours just
we
standing in the cashier line,
There were 3 people in line, and we were there for 45 minutes.
walking
we had
between the
eaten-
same 2 aisles because they kept telling us they were in the other aisles.
God,
What a time.
what an adventure.
I just know me and Logan left you guys
Yep.
in the line, and we were like, we're hungry. We're going to go get the car. We had to go, like, something was about to close, and so I think...
It was super late when we went.
Yeah, it was, and we needed gas, and so I think we went and got gas, and then came back, picked you guys up, and then went to Whataburger.
Well, you came
For
back
dinner.
and we were still in line, waiting, and then finally it was our turn.
Yeah, that was a mess. It was a big
Yeah.
old mess.
Yep.
That was a test of marriage and friendship. I'll tell you that because
Man,
we
you
were all
should have had the
very
GoPro for
tired.
that adventure.
Yeah, for real. Shelby's actually doing something with the GoPro that I think is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Does the GoPro record audio?
It
It can.
does in certain modes.
There's like
Like-
modes where it's time lapse. I'll let you tell you. You know a lot more about it than I do, Clayton.
Yeah, there's time lapse. When we were on the river, there's audio because it's just live recording.
Mhm.
But
Which
there
thank
are
God, because there's a lot of screaming involved.
oh yeah, there are night scenes where there's like a specific mode where you are capturing the night sky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that kind of night scene. Okay.
Dark night.
That doesn't have audio. There's two weird modes. There's one where it's time warp, where it just takes a video with a low frame rate, so it doesn't record at 60 frames a second. It's like 10 or 15 frames a second. And then it speeds it up to 60 frames a second.
Okay. I could
So
see
it still-
why people would
So it
use
still
that.
looks smooth, but it is a more compressed
Yeah.
timeline.
It's like it's halfway between like a normal video and a time lapse.
Right. And then there is time-lapse photo where it just takes a picture every so often and jams it into a video, which is kind of weird. Those are more for like when things don't, if you're taking a picture of a plant growing or something like that, or
Yeah. Or the
Bake-
like stars moving
bacon
in the
cooking.
sky. Or
Yeah.
baking a cookie.
I said bacon cooking.
Oh, well, baking a
Or
cookie.
baking a cookie would actually be kind of cool. What are the,
God,
what's
that's
the
a-
operating temperature? Can we put it in the oven?
Clay, do you wanna go to the grocery store after this and get some cookies
Get some
and we'll
cookies
cook them and have the camera outside the
In a
oven
suction
watching?
cup with next to the glass.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wait, camera outside the oven?
I
Oh
know.
no!
I have one complaint about it though. The
What's that?
battery life sucks on it.
I have
'cause
two
we got
complaints
like
about
an
it.
hour and a half on the water, and that was it.
The battery life and the heat.
Yes,
heat?
it is like a
Oh.
fuck. It is so
yeah.
hot.
In the heat.
I mean, I realize that the heat is inherent to the design, and there's no getting away from it. But it still bothers me that thing gets a little warmer than I would be comfortable with for a piece
Yeah.
of electronics.
Is it voice activated? Because I know a couple of them are.
What?
I think it can be.
It
I-
better be.
'cause
It's fucking top of the line. That's sweet. I
there's-
want that.
This is a
the-
video that I watched, and they had it like strapped to the hood of the car, or like
Okay.
the front of the car,
All right.
for like the cool driving scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're trying to shut it off, and he sticks his head out the window, and he's screaming at the GoPro to turn it off.
That's
He's like,
good.
GoPro, turn off! And
That's
it was
great.
not stopping. It just
Um,
kept recording.
I have an app on my phone that gives me remote control over it, which is pretty cool. And it actually lets me view the footage.
Like live?
Yeah.
Or
It's
damn.
it's like a spy cam almost. It's kind of weird.
nanny cam.
Uh-huh.
It also you can with the model we bought,
Mhm.
we can stream live.
Yeah, it has live streaming. It built in for
Like-
YouTube and Facebook. And it also has an option for RTMP. So if you
Okay.
go to your
I was like,
if
I
you-
know people stream from GoPros, so there's got to be a
Yeah.
way.
you just find your Twitch RTMP info.
There you go.
And
Next
type it in.
Wendy's run, you guys do.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is you still need a good fucking internet connection. And I think we found a different Wendy's, but the Wendy's that's closest to our house is a fucking dead zone. Because every morning we have to drive that way to go to work. And every morning, that's where there's always a backup. We spend about 10 minutes and Clayton's just sitting on his phone like,
Well, you're not going to
it's just
believe
dead.
it,
It's just dead.
but over on Engadget.com, they've got an article. The Department of Justice approves Sprint/T-Mobile merger.
Oh, great.
Well, wait,
I'm
who gets the name? Or are they just or
they're
they
gonna
keep
go
them
with
separate names still?
Companies will
I don't like Sprint. I'm sorry, and I want to see when my contract's up because I want to go back to our Verizon. I have better experiences with them. I don't have I with Sprint because it's
Sprint.
Is it CDMA?
Sprint and T-Mobile are CDMA. Yes.
So because of that, I can't be on my phone and use Google Maps. Like I can't be on my phone and pull up Google Maps. Like, oh, I want to find the closest Rudy's barbecue. Okay.
The weird,
so type
the weird
it in.
thing is,
it can't do that.
Weird thing
But
is,
Verizon
I don't
could.
think T-Mobile has that restriction. I think that is a Sprint exclusive restriction.
I
And
So
I
it
don't
sounds like
know
something
why.
they're doing.
You've
Yeah.
mentioned this before. I've never been in that situation where
Wh-
I'm on
what do
the
you mean?
phone. I'm on the phone, and then as I'm on the phone talking to someone, I want to go search something on Google Maps.
So the most like plausible scenario is me being on the phone with Shelby
Mm-hmm.
and she's trying to get somewhere and I go, "Okay, I will send you a beacon on Google Maps for exactly where you're going."
Mm-hmm.
And all she would have to do if she had internet access would be to tap the link and it would plot her course and get her where she needs to be. But with no internet access, I'd have to say, "Okay, I sent it to you." She'd hang up the phone, get the link, tap the thing, establish the trip,
What
then
if it's
get
the
back
phone?
on the phone with me. It's not the phone. I've had several devices with Sprint and they are all the exact same way. The only time it was not like that was for a brief time. They enabled this thing to where if you are calling over 4G, then you could do like a dual radio thing to where your
Oh.
your 4G
Yeah.
radio would use the call, but I think it probably wouldn't be the 3G radio, but there was a different radio that would do your web access. I think I'm remembering that right. But ever since that, aside from that very specific time, it's been just like, nope, you cannot talk and surf at the same time.
Which
Weird.
really sucks when you're in
Yeah.
a bad situation and it's late at night and you're not comfortable and you want to be on the phone with someone
Mhm.
in case shit happens, but you're still trying to figure out how the fuck to get home and you can't.
Or even in just like a more casual, like earlier, I was on the phone with Shelby and I was like, "Hey, I just did this cool thing at work with these servers. I want to send you a picture." I could not talk to her
Look at
about
this
that.
cool backflip.
Yeah.
It was
I couldn't-
literally cable
I
management.
couldn't send her this picture and then talk about it because we were on the phone. So I sent her the picture. She didn't get it until we hung up, and then we talked about it over text.
It's weird. I don't, cause, well, now when you say it like that, I've been on the phone with people when they send me text,
Mhm.
like pictures, and like I've received them.
But were you on
There's-
Wi-Fi?
That might be it, because I
Oh,
was
If
yeah.
you're
also
on
Wi-Fi-
Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi-
that's different.
Completely
have to-
circumvents all of
Queefy.
this.
Yeah. If you're on Wi-Fi all the time, you can do whatever.
Right.
But
That's an entirely different radio.
like Clayton could have sent me the picture and I could have received it because I was at home and I was on the Wi-Fi. He, however, was not somewhere where he was on Wi-Fi,
Right.
got
so
it.
it didn't work. So you know how most couples send dirty pictures? Clayton sent me pictures of cable management on
Look
servers
at
at work.
this.
It's
It's
like,
the cable
seriously?
management.
I'm like, yes, look at these 6-inch
Nuts.
cables.
Look at these nuts and bolts that keep these wires real clean.
Yeah. Speaking of couples,
Uh-huh.
CNET put up an article I found pretty interesting just a couple days ago.
What did
It's
Jeff
tied-
Baclar have to say?
It's not Jeff Beckler. It says it's actually by Bonnie Burton, and
Don't
it
know that
says
one.
couples that play Mario Kart stay together. Play Mario Kart together, stay together.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they did a survey, and couples that play video games together, they
Nope,
have
specifically
longer,
Mario
happier
Kart.
relationships. Mario Kart was the one that had the highest rating of it, but
Mhm.
there was also Call of Duty and Skyrim were also the top, another top three.
I feel like
Scott-
Portal 2 should be on there. It's a
Portal
real team
2 is
building
the one that you
exercise.
break up.
Well, is Skyrim multiplayer? Because that starts the conversation of like, what do they mean by playing games together?
Multiplayer
like-
Sky. There's a mod for multiplayer
But
Skyrim.
yeah, exactly. So like by that definition, Shelby and I played Shadow of Mordor together.
Yeah, like one's playing, the other's like
Yeah.
watching.
I guess you're
Pilot
right.
and co-pilot, you might say.
In 2018, video game addiction, most notably to Fortnite, was
Oh, yeah.
cited as cause of divorce in the UK.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Too much flossing.
Oh, it says, just remember to take breaks and snuggle without a controller in your hand once in a while.
I saw you flossing
Fucking
with
nerds
that John
using
Wick.
controllers. Everybody knows the magical girl dance is the best one for
Right.
John Wick to do.
I'm just saying, Clayton, World of Warcraft. It's the only
Oh,
game we
yeah.
ever fought over.
That is the only one that has ever caused us a fight, and I will never play it again.
But only because I actively avoid certain games. I refuse to play Portal 2 with you. I just refuse. I will not do it. There are a couple games that I've specifically played with Logan because I know if I play it with you, we will not
Well-
probably speak for a week.
Yeah, well, that's more of just like us bickering at each other about how to play the game. Like, there are game mechanics in World of Warcraft that I felt developing a troubling habit. So that's
say
why
that.
I don't play anymore.
You say that, but yet, like, whenever I was at my peak of farm together, it'd be like, there's no dinner being cooked, there's no dishes being done because Shelby's spending 5 to 6 hours a day playing this game.
Farm together.
Yeah, but it made you happy, and you are not typically one to get drawn
Happy.
into something. So
You're
it's
such
good
a
to-
sad person.
I'm
it's
such
good
a
to
sad
get,
person.
taken by something.
Exactly. Now you can go into the casino
But
in
will
GTA.
Liam Neeson come rescue me when I'm taken? Because take me,
Yeah.
baby.
Speaking of the casino in GTA, back over on Polygon, I'm reading about a thing. GTA Online's rarest car can only be
Oh,
one in the
yep.
casino.
Yep.
Is that the one that's on the platform in the center?
No,
the Vapid,
that one you can
no,
currently buy.
the
Oh.
Vapid
But,
Lost Slam Van.
Yep.
Dude,
The
that's a cool
slam
looking
van
truck.
can only be gotten if you spin the vehicle. I believe
Man.
it's for the vehicle. It's either the vehicle
Is
or
it
the
a-
mystery one.
Is it a new vehicle every day?
What the one that you spin on?
Yeah.
I think it's just random.
Oh,
But I don't know if it'll. I wonder if it would give you a dupe of one you already had. Like if you bought the one that's on the podium, if you bought that car and you spin vehicle,
Uh-huh.
do you get that vehicle or will it skip it?
Oh wait, okay. So I think I misunderstood. The one on the spinning podium is up for sale.
Yes, that one's the. I actually don't remember the name of it.
See, I thought that was the one that was available to be won that day.
That one. So that one is gonna get switched out.
Mm.
They said they were gonna rotate out the podium car, but
Okay.
it's not always gonna be the new DLC stuff. It's gonna be some stuff from the old stuff as well, because they want
Okay.
you to purchase the new DLC cars.
Right. Surprise
But
mechanics.
the slam van, I don't know if you get it from the vehicle space or you get it from the mystery one, because
Huh.
apparently that thing gives like random stuff. Somebody spun it apparently and got a pack of red vine. What's the
Great.
cigarette? Whatever the cigarette company in the game is. I think it's
Yeah,
Redwood. I think red vine's a candy.
it is.
That
It's a
definitely
real
is.
life candy.
But yeah, that wheel is the only way to get that car, the slam van, making it
Man.
the rarest car in the game.
That's crazy.
Brandon, when are you going to teach me poker?
I mean, there's many different types of poker.
That was so great listening to you like
Explain.
put on a clinic about
games?
poker in a virtual casino for virtual currency.
Well, we were playing what? We were playing blackjack mainly.
Yeah, we
Mm.
played a lot of blackjack.
It's easier to learn blackjack than three card poker.
Yeah, 21. That's what you got to hit. That's your goal. Don't go
21.
over, you bust. That's it.
I just got an idea for a name that I'm not going to say on the podcast. I'll tell you once we're done.
Just say it and then bleep it out, or just like I
Right,
can't
yeah.
bleep it. Yeah, YouTube will yell at us if we put a bleep in
Carpe?
the video.
No. Does it really? Is that part of the algorithm now?
Yeah, if you bleep the first minute, like where you
Oh,
were
yeah,
to curse, because the whole cursing in the first minute thing. So
That whole
if you
thing.
bleep it with like a generic tone sound or like basically like the basic ones.
Mhm.
The algorithm knows to look for those.
Jesus.
I'm just gonna do a drum solo over our bleeps.
So there's channels. What they'll do is basically they'll say something. They'll say like a cuss word, and then it'll be overdubbed with just a random thing they say later on.
Yeah.
And then later on in the video, they're like, "I edit this over it," and then they'll say that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they retroactively
Yeah.
show you the play.
So it's like it's weird because it's like you don't understand it yet because it has the context of it hasn't come up
Yeah.
yet.
So I've gotten used to that because like a lot of podcasts I listen to have episode titles that make no sense, and I'm always wondering like where did this title come from? And then like sometimes it is in the last seconds of the podcast, and I'm just like, why did they title it? Oh, okay, there it is.
Well, much like the turbo dismount video that came out last week.
Yeah. Sunday Cruising.
Sunday Cruising never said once in the whole video.
Nope.
Don't know if you noticed.
God.
If there was a Sunday Cruising counter on that video, it would be in the triple digits.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many that were cut out.
Was it more than 8 from Stanley Parable?
I don't remember how because we put
counter.
we put a counter right for that.
I think we actually did put a counter for 8.
I think it
It's
was up in the
definitely
30s.
way more because me and Logan probably said it at least once per run.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't you?
I
Gotta
mean,
hit
you were
that
just
repetition.
going exactly. You were going Sunday Cruising.
Yeah.
Clayton's in that video more than anyone else.
Goodness.
Before we wrap up, I just realized today, I only know him by his handle. Phil DeFranco, that's his name. I was like Philly D, but what's his actual name? I listen
his
to all my
actual name?
podcasts on 1.2 speed, and Google Podcast has this thing to remove dead air, essentially. So all of the gaps in conversation where there would usually be just like these 4 or 5 second pauses, they're gone.
So wait,
And-
you have to enable that, or
Yes.
it's
There's
okay?
There's a check mark. There's a slider for the speed, and you can. I have no idea how fast it goes, but I listen at 1.2, and there's a check box for remove silence. And
I see where this is going.
and it turns into a Phil DeFranco video where it's just bang, bang, bang. All of the sentences are just slammed together, and I realized I've been listening to it like that for like a month, and I just realized today where that rhythm came from. I was like, why does my brain accept this rhythm so easily? I was like, oh, these are YouTube videos. These are YouTube recap videos.
Pretty much.
Just with sentences slammed together with zero pause. And I was like, yep, that's exactly what this is. That's why it sounds okay.
I want someone to like really test its limits and like leave a really long pause and like maybe do one where like they cough halfway through and see if it won't blank out the cough.
Yeah. So the weird thing is most people have, like we do, musical intros, and
I don't believe
part of the rhythm of music is just like a little pause here, a little silence there, low point, high point. It ruins all of that. It
I just want to listen to music on it to see what happens.
It is something else, dude. Because like Castle Super Beast, they always do like these long outros on theirs, and every once in a while theirs is usually like pretty energetic video game music, so it doesn't cut some of that stuff out
as much.
but like Waypoint has like this nice calm intro, and it butchers that thing. Like 40% of that song is just gone. Yeah, there's no, you can't snap your fingers to it, you can't tap a foot, there's no rhythm to it.
But can you make the Nintendo Switch sound to it?
Probably it would be very succinct. It would cut it on both sides.
Oh.
It'd just be one really really quick snap.
It's just-
It wouldn't even
Like
have the
Thanos
build up
snap?
to it. It would just be the
the
highest
pure
point
note.
of the snatch. The
Yeah,
snap.
just the peak.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining me for this episode of the Carpe Boredom podcast. If you are interested in more Carpe Boredom content, you should go to our website, carpeboredom.com, where it has links to both of our YouTube channels, all of our social media, and to our Twitch, where we stream Tuesday through Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Until we see you on stream or see you in comments on YouTube or on social media, y'all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.